Welcome to the last week of the OHSAA 015 Drive. Here we are, Fred Hunt Press Box, high above the field on the campus of Northwest High School. Along with my partner Tom Hall and all the fine resources of Waycross Media, I'm Jacob Williams, and we are honored to be once again in your homes. Now this game features two teams that have a lot about each other. And as we see it, the Mount Healthy Fighting Owls take the field being cheered on by their proud nation. And these two teams do know a lot about each other, Tom. And they still both have reason to play hard. And it's time of year in this season for the seniors to be honored. The Fighting Owls, they come in here looking to put the Northwest season to bed while they continue on with their season. Now, we were out on the field briefly, Tom, taking a walk around, and just in that time, what observations have you come up with that we can share with the audience out here?
Well, the one thing I do know from walking on the field is the field was in pretty rough condition. It's been a long season being played on the field, and then the heavy rain we had the other day. It's going to be, I think, a challenge for both teams. It's a really important game for both teams. Northwest, if they lose tonight, forget any playoffs. So odds getting in the playoffs aren't all that great as is, but they're not impossible. Mount Healthy needs this game too. If they lost tonight, their trip to the playoff is not guaranteed. So expect both teams, last game of the regular season, both teams are going to be fighting really hard. And on paper, I think you'd have to favor Mount Healthy only because they've beat two common opponents. Both Harrison and the other team. They've played two common opponents that Mount Healthy beat and Northwest lost to. Harrison and Edgewood were the two. But as you've pointed out many times, Jake, these games aren't played on paper.
That's right, and I'm sure last week the Knights, they lost that game. I was coming here to see them as a civilian, and they were down big at halftime, but they come out fired in the second half on all cylinders, and here comes the Northwest Knights as they take the field. The seniors busting the banner for the last time on their home field, and again, we have the officials for tonight's game. Before we go too far, I want to point out that the referee will be Alan Forsythe. The umpire will be Brad Snyder. The linesman is Jerry Fick. The line judge is Tom Engst. The back judge is Maury Allen. And so these guys will be calling the game, and they're out there in the middle of the field now, getting everything set up for this kickoff. Talking to Coach R.V. Crouch briefly before the game, Tom. He's much respect for the Knights, and he knows that this is going to be a struggle. And it's good, though, to talk to a coach who will give credit to his competitors in a good sportsmanlike way. And I did get a chance to talk to Coach Nate Mahan, but I'm sure he'll bring these guys in here focused and ready to play. And we'll just have to see how the next 48 minutes stack up for the Knights here, Tom.
Yeah, yes. The coach had a great deal of respect for the Northwest program. And, there's going to be no secrets here. They play each other each year. And they know the other teams, their opponents' strengths and weaknesses. So it's just going to be about execution. Which team can execute, which team can hang on to the football, which team can avoid penalties. Fewer mistakes will likely win the game. Should be a good game.
See as the teams get this thing lined up, it's being placed down for kickoff here by looks like doing the honors for the Knights on this kickoff will be is this number 92, Matt Porter, sophomore kicker. And that kick is up, and this game is underway. It falls in the hands of a Mount Healthy receiver. He's taking it north, and he's got around a block, and he's cutting through the traffic, and he's broken through the traffic. Now he's in the wide open field, but the Knights are fortunate to come up with a way to stop him. And Mount Healthy Fighting Owls going to set this game up at their own 44-yard line to get this underway.
Very quick kick returner. It was a good, strong kick. And here comes the replay. The kick returner, he came up toward this pile, and then he hesitated and broke right. And boy, he did a good job of following blocks. It was a good return.
Okay, so here's the Fighting Owl offense led by their senior, David Montgomery, a quarterback, number 7. And this guy figures to be a handful for whoever winds up in his future at any level of play.
Oh.
If there's a bad snap, and Montgomery's going to have to fall on this ball with a host of night defenders making sure that it stays right there. So that's a big break for the night defense right off the bat, Tom.
Oh, yeah, Mount Healthy's lucky they didn't lose that ball. Just a bad snap. The quarterback did a good job of getting back and covering the ball. Boy, that could have been bad news.
Second and long here.
Yeah.
And, I know Montgomery, and I've seen him play now. It's my 3rd year watching him play, and just absolutely fun to watch. He can take this game over if he has to. He gives inside with the handoff and nice running room. So it's Lee Young on the carry for the Fighting Owls. 5'10", 175-pound junior on the carry. Third down and 17. Montgomery looking over to Coach Crouch over here on the sideline.
3 wide receivers on the left.
There's a snap. Montgomery fakes the give, takes it out of the gut, runs around right in, through tackles and out of bounds. He's not. It's going to be close. Well, not close to first down, but it's going to be like a first down by about 3 yards now, the way they're going to spot it here.
They had the offense stacked over to the left, and the quarterback ran it right. So it was a very successful play, but they're about 4 yards short.
Yeah, that'd be a good play in the playbook when you're not playing so far behind the sticks. But it's going to be 4th down, and it looks like Fighting Owls are going to be punting this ball. And Mr. Montgomery handles the punting chores for the Fighting Owls, too. And he's got the snap, and the kick is up and off. Fair catch called for. Greg Jackson making that fair catch, and the Knights are going to set up shop, looks like, on their own 21-yard line here.
That was a good punt. It was about 40 yards.
$10-17 left to go. First quarter of this game. This is the Knights' first chance on offense today. Brandon Shelton led a furious comeback last week, and he's ready to get this thing going this week, and hands the ball off right away to Devontae Faulkner.
He's a replay. So, running in the middle of the line, and the Fighting Owls were in position for that one.
So here's Shelton back there. Long snap count. He's clapping for that ball, and there's the snap. Gives to Faulkner again. He's around right in. Makes a man miss, but a nice tackle by the shoestring by Fighting Owls, able to get Faulkner shut down. Otherwise, he's going into hyperspace.
Yeah, that almost broke into a long run there.
Got official timeout, first down signal. Like that ball is going to be placed down at the northwest 32-yard line, 33-yard line.
First down.
Shelton back there. Knights got everything spread out like they may be throwing on this down. See what happens here. Little stumble on the give, and the like he got a short gain, maybe about a 3-yard pickup. Yeah, so Shepard, no, that's Devontae Faulkner, excuse me, on that carry. So Brandon Shelton, it's like the Knights are going to go without a huddle.
There's single coverage on both these far out receivers on both sides. If Northwest wants to try something down the field, the opportunity is presenting itself.
And if they do, they like to get the ball to number 18 a lot. David Martin, that time that pass is incomplete over here for number 8, Greg Jackson. It's going to be 3rd and about 7 for the Knights. So they're over the ball.
They threw over to the left side. The coverage was good. The pass was short.
Well, we'll have to see, what they can come up with to get this ball moving. My guess is you want to at least get yards. If you have to kick, you got better field position. Shelton looking to throw. He's got this pass off, but it's going to be just over the head.
The receiver, number 8, Greg Jackson, got turned around. He was looking inside, and the pass came to the outside. He was open. He's twisted around there. He was looking in, and
yeah, it's too bad. He was afforded good protection. Shelton had good protection. His offensive line.
They did a good job of stepping up into the pocket.
So here the Knights are, 4th down. Got a fighting now, standing on his 20-yard line, waiting to receive his kick. There's number 11 catching his ball. Now he's heading north-winded, but he slipped. And he's going to be tapped down at the 29-yard line of the fighting now.
That's the rough field.
It's Brian Cook, number 11, 6 foot, 150-pound DB, kick returner for the fighting now.
Jake, I'm struck how good the kicking has been already. Seen good punts, good kickoff. Both teams have good kickers.
The way this field looks, it's more suited to run straight ahead and as few cuts as possible. Once you start cutting, then you're rolling the dice with the shape of this mud a little bit. And here's Montgomery. Back there, Gans inside. This guy's through the first line of defense, and he's got a first down there for the fighting now. The sticks get to moving. That's Lee Young on the carry for the fighting Owls.
Quick hitter, and he turned to use his speed to advantage.
7:38 left to go in the first quarter here. Got a man in motion. Montgomery's going to keep it himself. Gets through the first line, and he's close to a first down beyond the sticks. He's got this thing in the Knight territory, and they're going to start this one at the 45-yard line of the Knights with another first down.
That's a very successful play. Just hesitating for a moment when the hole opened up there. Good blocking. And number 7 for...
It's number 1, Lloyd Witcher. For the Knights on the tackle. Lloyd Witcher is his senior night and spoke to his uncle before the game. And Lloyd Witcher's always given a good account of himself over here at Northwest Nation. Here's Montgomery faking in the round. Now he's going to make big yardage. Fortunately for the Knights, he's tripped up by number 22 as he goes through there, Keon Huntley.
The Mount Healthy offensive line is doing a great job of opening up some very large holes for these runners to go through.
And it doesn't take long for Mr. Montgomery to step through those creases.
He's quick.
In motion. Montgomery gives it off this time, but number 14 fumbles the ball. Looks like it's going to be a scrum, but I'm thinking the Knights have this one. I don't think Montgomery outfought that one Knight defender for that ball. They're saying Mount Healthy was able to recover this. Well, that's again is another example why Mr. Montgomery is a top-notch player to come up with that recovery.
The run was just stuffed.
And Montgomery just wanted it more than the Knight defender.
Yep.
Of course, they lose yardage now. It's second and looks like about 19 or so. Way behind the sticks now for the Fighting Owls. In motion. Montgomery fakes the reverse, and now he's into the secondary tonight. So he's got a guy that he's run over, and another guy he stepped out of his tackle. They got him out of bounds down there inside the 10-yard line. Montgomery is just talking and chirping away now. He's really feeling good about the way things are going down, and with that block, you can see why.
Faking around. The Northwest, some of the defenders bought it, not all of them, but it was good downfield blocking by Mount Healthy. Mount Healthy's in a very strong position here.
And a good tackle on the play by Keon Huntley for the Knights. Oh, it's bad snap. Montgomery is able to come up with the recovery, but meantime, number 15 is on him. That's Kyle Famble.
Huge loss of yards on that play.
You see on the replay, the center is another high snap, and Montgomery can't do everything.
Cost him about 15 yards.
So it's 4:55 left to go in the first quarter. Fighting Owls starting to shoot themselves in the foot a little bit. Northwest defense a little bit too stout to just keep giving extra chances to slow you down, because they will. Here's Montgomery faking reverse again, and they're after him, and he throws it away, and you know the Knight defense isn't having it. We see a flag down on the play, and the officials are going to have to tell us what the story is on that, Laundry.
There's two defenders in the quarterback's face, and he tried to get it off to the running back, but...
And he was doing that thing like you say, Tom. Rolling to his left and throwing to his right.
Yeah, right-handed quarterback going left.
So the officials pick up the Laundry. Here on the replay, you see him rolling left, and then he's got to try to, of course, that ball could have been completed, but I'm sure that if the Knights can, squelch this and dodge this bullet that they were facing as first and goal, it ought to give them some kind of momentum to start a drive of their own.
Yeah, things look real good for Mount Healthy there for a little bit, and then they've gone backwards. The referee, the officials are still having a discussion here. No penalty.
Okay, no penalty once more. They're telling us, letting us know. And Fighting Owls break the huddle, come up on the ball.
3rd and goal.
Facing a 3rd and goal from
about the 24, I think.
24-yard line. So it looks like this is probably either Hail Mary time, or Montgomery just is going to try to make an athletic move on these guys to see how close he can get to the end zone. We call it 4-down territory.
Be curious to see if they go left.
Give inside. Number 14's got that ball. That's Lee Young, but he's been stopped by the Knight defense. Real stout in the middle.
What I thought they might do is run a play over to the left and try to get get some yards and down the middle of the field so they could try a field goal. But no, they ran into pretty much in the middle of the line. They're gonna go for it.
See, I guess the Fighting Owls kind of got their hands tied in the kicking department, where they're going to have to consider everything 4-down territory.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be Mr. Montgomery with this ball the whole time. He throws it complete to number 2 out here in the left flat. He's got it. He tries to make a man miss, which he does, but he's not going to be able to pick up enough yards. He's going to be down on about the 9-yard line of the night.
It's actually a pretty good call. You clear out the area, you send in the receiver, and then hope you can make something out of it. He's get some open field out in front of him and seeing if he can shake and bake his way into the gun zone.
There's too many seasoned vets on that Northwest Knight defense to allow themselves to be shaked and baked around, at least not for the big yardage. So here's the Knight offense on the field. It's like
at the 7 or 8 yard line.
Devontae Faulkner with the ball. He breaks the tackle, still on his feet.
Something out of nothing there.
We see Devontae Faulkner. He wants it bad. He's a load going through that line, and he's going to be plus yards when he carries the ball. Well, it's going to be second down. Looks like about 3 here. Shelton clapping for that ball. He's going to keep it himself. He runs straight up into the line, but nothing much doing, although he will be good for a first down on the carry, so he did pick up a little over 3.
Hard yards to get. He got hammered pretty hard there in the middle of the line, but he got the first down.
Nice. We're up now on the 17-yard line. Shelton claps for that ball. Got a man in motion. Drops straight back, looking to throw deep down the middle. This ball is going to be over everyone's head. Incomplete. Intended for number 5, Vernell Turner.
Turner was open. Really good pass would have hit him, but it was not to be just overthrown. But they might try that one again because he was open. He caught that. He was gone.
Oh yeah. Because it's starting to look like it's going to take a big play from either team to get this loosened up a little bit. Shelton, hands inside, but the Fighting Owl defense is waiting on him, and little or no gain on the play.
Well, we got stuffed. We got about a yard out of that one.
So it's going to be 3rd and 9 here. And deep in their own territory. So far, neither team is doing a whole lot on offensive stats. See, come up with Shelton. Timeout's being called. Timeout called by Northwest. .140 left to go in the first quarter with that timeout. Before we go too much further, we want to invite any viewers out there to come down and help us make these productions and broadcast to the community. Help these children out with their future. Football season is over pretty much. This will probably be the last game for our crew. Colerain Nation may have a game or two. And of course, you know, we have the winter sports season. Basketball, wrestling. Call 825-2429 at 513 area code if you want to come down and help us out there. Again, I'm proud of the fact that we got my partner tonight, Tom Hall, comes down here and shares and donates his time. His son Alex, you know, we could just get a few more people. It's bad. Go ahead, Tom.
I've really enjoyed working with you, Jake. It's been a lot of fun. I'm glad I've been doing this.
I'm glad to have you in here. Otherwise, I'd be talking to myself, you know. So here we go. Tonight still, they're trying to, I guess the Fighting Owls looking to come after him. And here they come. But to give us inside, Devontae Faulkner busts through the first line. He's got first down yardage here.
Wow. Mount Healthy knew it was coming into the middle. They'd stacked it up in there, and it was just good running job.
Guys like Faulkner, you know, they don't, you know, it's give me the ball and I'm going straight to the hole with it. If somebody gets in my way and they're getting a muscle upside the head. It's no juking and faking around.
He had in his head he was going to get that first down. He sure did. It's a big play, actually.
Oh. Here's Shelton keeping his ball himself, making his presence felt. It's going to be an 8-yard gain for the Knights.
I'll be curious to see the halftime statistics. The quarterback is already gained a lot of yards on the ground.
Of course, Brandon Shelton, I was here last week, and when they went into the tunnel at halftime, but the look on his face, the look on Faulkner's face, you know, you could see that they wanted it bad. Here's the snap. Here's Faulkner. He's going to be in there for another first down.
Well, Northwest is doing a good job here. This whole thing started on the 8-yard line, and they've been grinding their way down the field. Let's see if they can keep it up.
Anytime they can possess this ball, keep it out of Montgomery's hands, I'm sure is good time spent, because Montgomery's the kind of player that at some point, if he wants to, he could take this game over.
Yeah, having him sit on the bench from Northwest's point of view is a good idea.
Shelton again. He's going to keep it himself, run straight north with it, but the Fighting Owl defense holds this to a short gain of about 2-3 yards. So that's the end of the first quarter here from the Fred Hunt press box here, and the score is your Northwest Knights 0 and the Mount Healthy Fighting Owls 0.
Northwest will, I would think, try to loosen this up a little bit and maybe try another pass here, run to the outside. They've gone to the well quite a few times going in the middle of the line now. But at some point, I think we want to mix it up some.
Yeah, it looks like at some point you got to get a big play, bust somebody for about 25, 30-yard play, and give these defenses a little bit more to think about.
Good football evening. Temperature's about 43 degrees, and we got a good crowd here tonight. They're all bundled up. They all seem pretty happy.
Oh, yeah, this game, again, these teams know a lot about each other. And the last few years now with this game has usually had playoff implications. The Fighting Owls, if they can come away with the win in this one, I'm sure would probably have a home game. Of course, I can't say I'm positive, but, you know, the Fighting Owls have definitely been a tough team in the neighborhood, as the Knights have been. I mean, last week, that game that they lost, they come back and made a game out of it. So here we go. Get the second half started, second down and 8. Shelton's looking at his wristband. He's got Devontae Faulkner back there with him. Looking over at Coach Mahan. Shelton with the ball, faking like he's going to throw. Now he's going to throw over the middle. Caught. Makes a man, he busts through a tackle, and he's going to be brought down at the Fighting Owl 43-yard line.
That was a nice play. Faulkner took the snap. He looked to his left first and decided that was not the place to go. Ran over to his right, made a nice pass into the middle of the field.
And he completes that ball to Devin Schnurr, senior receiver. So here they are now in fighting out territory. This is where you gotta execute and keep the hammer down and keep driving this ball. There's Faulkner, but they're waiting for Faulkner and he just can't shake loose. That's number 60 of Mount Healthy that wouldn't let go. That's Antonio Hawkins, 5'8", 175-pound sophomore defender for the Fighting Owls.
He made a good tackle. He got into the backfield. He wrapped up the legs of the ball carrier and was not going to let go. It was a good play.
It was. So here we are, 2nd and 10 for the Knights. Coach Mahan barking signals over here. Faulkner shifts. Now he's on Shelton's right side. Shelton's looking to throw right. His ball's complete again. And this ball's going to be yards after catch for another first down for the Knights.
Receiver had 3 defenders over there, but it was because of the quick pass. The defenders were just kind of standing there around the receiver. The quarterback had hesitated at all on that throw. I think it would not have succeeded, but he made a good quick pass. Well done.
I noted Martin is probably his favorite target. He likes to throw at least 3 or 4 balls a game to Martin, and Martin usually gives him good results. So here we are now, 1st and 10. Faulkner with the ball, but the Fighting Out defense is waiting for Faulkner again, and no gain. But the Knights are possessing this ball, running time off the clock. See if they can end it with some points.
Onyango Collier made the stop on that play. He got into the backfield and wrapped up the ball carries. It's a good defensive tackling by Mount Healthy.
Back to pass. Shelton throwing this ball deep. It's going to be caught. Touchdown, Northwest Knights. That ball's caught at 9:32 left to go before halftime here. We see on the replay here, Tom.
Mount Healthy's been playing with fire, letting these outside receivers be covered one-on-one, and they got burned on at that time. That was a good throw and catch.
Nice adjustment to the ball.
Yeah.
Just perfect adjustment to the ball on that.
Yeah, very, very fine catch.
So here comes the Knights to try to add this point after. Guys off sides. Half the distance to the goal.
Yeah, number 4 for Mount Healthy. So Ken Shepard broke early, crossed the line. So it's going to be offside against Mount Healthy, which will give Northwest a choice if they want to maybe go for 2 from a yard and a half out.
It might not be a bad idea to go for 2 then.
Yeah, they're going to kick again. All right. A left-footed kicker.
So there's the hole. It's down. The kick is up. Plenty of leg on that kick, and it's good.
Good kick.
So, with 9:32 left to go in the half, we got the Northwest Knights on the top of this game by a score of 7, and the Mount Healthy Fighting Owls 0.
Well, it's good, very good drive for Northwest.
I need to see a replay of that catch. That was just, well, the catch would have been a nice replay.
Here we go.
Just made that adjustment to that.
That was a pass down the middle.
Schnurr on that catch. And then
Here comes the bomb.
Martin on that one. And then there's the bomb
Great
caught by number 8 on that catch, Greg Jackson. So he hit 3 different receivers on that drive, and that's the kind of offense that'll open things up a little bit here.
That was a fantastic drive by Mount Healthy, and that started on the 8-yard line. And they went out toward midfield, and then the quarter change, and they carried it all the way in. So, 92-yard drive is
here's the
used
kick,
up a lot of the clock, too.
Picked up by the Fighting Owls on about their 20. He's moving forward through it, gets through a host of tacklers, but the rest of the crew comes up to put the slam to him, and Fighting Owls are going to start this thing out on their 30-yard line.
Yeah, so we'll see if what's going to happen here, if Mount Healthy can respond with an offensive drive of their own, or if Northwest can make a statement here and 3 and out.
That's what we're going to have to find out, if Northwest can hold this down and not allow Mr. Montgomery a chance to answer this right away. Here we are. Montgomery give inside. He's going to keep it himself. A couple stiff arms, but they're not going to let him get a whole lot, although he does make it up to about the 35-yard line.
Harvey Berry for Northwest was the guy who pursued that play down the line of scrimmage and kept it from being a strong gain. That was a well done. Number 2, Northwest.
Yes, indeed. So it's going to be 2nd down. There's a give inside. Number 14 with the ball, running over 9 defenders, and he looks like he's going to pick up 1st down for Fighting Owls on that.
He just blew through a bunch of tacklers here.
That's number 14, Lee Young, 5'10", 175-pound junior.
Yeah, he gets the handoff, and boy, a lot of arms trying to grab him, but he's running right through him. A good combination of speed and strength.
Like we're going to have official timeout for measurement. From here, looks like it's got to be within a half of football either way, of being a 1st down or being short.
Yeah, it's going to be close.
Entire Fighting Owl offense is standing there as they bring the chains out. 1st down. So that's going to keep Mount Healthy moving the ball. Like I said earlier, I spoke with Lloyd Witcher's uncle, proud naturally of his nephew. And I said, Lloyd Witcher, yeah, he's been carrying the hammer around Northwest Knights football for a few years, and next year they're going to have to find someone to replace him with. But I'm sure they will. Coach Mahan is reloading now. So here's Montgomery, going to keep it himself, running straight north with the ball.
Picked up about 4.
That's number 2, Harvey Berry on the stop. 5'9", 175-pound senior for the Knights. Montgomery looking over here for his instructions. Got a man in motion, give inside, but Knight defense is just waiting for that.
Yeah, one didn't fool anybody.
Last one getting him off the ground from that tackle is number 16, Larry Bruce, 6'2", 185-pound senior.
We got us 3rd and 7 here. If they pass, they've got 2 wide receivers out, one in the slot.
Well, this is where it is. Montgomery keeps it, and he's got a first down, and he's running someone over. Montgomery, a whole lot of wanted bad, and unfortunately for Mr. number 22, Keon Huntley, that was him that got run over. Although the rest of his night defenders was able to come up and put the stop to it before it got out of hand.
Here's the replay. Just runs through people. No other way to put it. Runs through them, it runs over them.
You got to give props when someone is able to run a guy over like that. So, again, the Fighting Owls looking to their sideline for these instructions. And here's Montgomery with the ball. He's able to muscle in there for about 4 or 5 yards.
That was the case where Northwestern was waiting for him to grab him, and he still 3 yards, these people hanging on him.
And he's always falling forward.
Yeah, incredibly strong young man. Right there, got him.
On this replay again, he's just
2.5, 3 yards further. Reminds me of Lorenzo Gist for Winton Woods, carrying people around with him.
Well, I'm sure they're both proud of that analogy. Both these guys can do stuff. Hand inside of number 14, and rude treatment. The night defense, just said no.
They ran into a brick wall on that one.
It's Lee Young. Once again, it looks like Lee Young is handling most of the running chores when it's not Montgomery with the ball.
Number 95 for Northwest is going to have none of that. Samari Thurman. Third down and 6.
Timeout being called by the Mount Healthy.
This year is the 10th season of high school football coverage at TriStateFootball.com. The area's only website dedicated to covering high school football 365 days a year.
Well, it's a big play, and they want to get it right. They got a 3rd and long. They're in the northwest end of the field now, and they're trying to respond to that northwest touchdown. So, get the play they want, get it out there, and hope for the first down.
And like you say, you might as well make sure you get on the same page. 4:46 left to go in the half. And they would have liked to score. This is at prime time, just before halftime when you want to score.
Been a quick game so far. There've been very few penalties and not much passing. So it's, clock's been running.
Well, we'll have to see. I'm sure the Northwest Knights or either one of these teams doesn't mind a quick game as long as at the end of the game the results are what they want. So here comes the Fighting Owls looking over David Montgomery. So he's got the snap and he's looking to throw to the right flat, but this pass is low and can't be caught. This pass is intended for number 10, Darrell Williams, but Montgomery, they would have been better served to just call it 4-down territory. In the 3rd down, I'd have ran Montgomery with the ball.
I'm not convinced Williams would have gone real far even if he'd caught it. There were quite a few defenders over there. Are you surprised they're punting here?
Not really. If it ends up being a punt, I mean, we'll have to see what they come up with. But if they don't do more with the passing game, I know they'll end up in the playoffs, but they're going to have to come up with more than this once they start playing in November here. So, faking the punt. Montgomery throwing this ball deep. It's going to be pass interference probably, and this ball is going to, of course, when you got the quarterback as your punter, that's always an option. And number 11 his intended receiver. That's Brian Cook. And this is going to be against the Knights.
And Brian Cook was getting mugged, so it wasn't too much doubt that a flag.
Here we go on the replay. We can see, like you said, he's. Oh. So 4:35 left to go in the half. And now Mount Healthy is definitely in business with a play like that. You're giving these defenders more to think about here.
Well, we're down on about the 20, 23 or 24 yard line.
They got him though. There's going to be flags everywhere. They come up with the play. Looked like it was doomed anyway, and there's probably a hold on the Fighting Owls. Personal foul.
Oh.
Face mask. Oh my goodness, personal foul. Northwest Knight grabbed a face mask, which I'm not saying it didn't happen. Probably did happen the way those flags all came out at once.
Yeah, there's multiple flags on the field there. It's going to put him down. Down to about 13-yard line roughly.
That's going to march his ball. It's like down to about the 14-yard line. Now the Fighting Owls got this thing in business where Mr. Montgomery can do his thing, and there he goes. And he's got good yardage. Lloyd Witcher on the stop for the Knights, but not until Montgomery picks up about, what, 7, 8 yards.
Yeah, it's a good gainer. It's good in second and short. Second and about 3.
Okay, so Montgomery, they're looking over the sideline. Coach Crouch over there. They want this to happen as much as they can here on second down. Here he goes, straight north with it, busting tackles, and Montgomery looks like he's stretching that ball. No signal given, so here we see on the replay, did he score? I mean,
I think he did.
Seeing where
he's not down.
And that's the lunge. Yeah,
he's in.
Okay, he scored.
He's in.
So Fighting Owls come back, score that touchdown. Montgomery's going to be the holder. The holder's down. The kick is up. And the kick is good here. So it looks like with 3:28 left to go in the half, we have a score of Northwest 7 and Mount Healthy 7.
What's amazing here is that Northwest knows that this Montgomery is going to run the ball again and again. They're waiting for him, and yet he still gains significant positive yardage on virtually all these plays.
That's always a sign of a guy that wants it bad in my book, where they know it's coming and they still can't stop it.
Yeah.
But Northwest give them 2 good penalties to aid that drive. And not saying that the Fighting Owls wouldn't have scored one way or another, but Northwest is going to have to clean up these flags in order to win this game.
Yeah, they gave them about 15 or 30 yards, 30 yards in penalties on that drive. And that's a lot. He's a gift. He ended that on a silver platter.
Here we go to the drive, and again, Montgomery gets it started. And that deep pass. There's Montgomery to finish it up.
Let's put a run.
But as good as he is, they're going to have to come up with other weapons as they play next week.
Yeah, Yeah, the pyramid gets narrow at the top, and as you work your way up in the playoffs, the players are going to be faster and stronger. And it's going to be
So here's his kick. Here's a nice hard. And ball picked up on the 24-yard line straight with it. He breaks through a tackle, and he's still on his feet. And it looks like the Fighting Owls were able to come up with a stop right at midfield. So that's number 8 with the carry, Greg Jackson. And he just comes up with a nice kickoff return for the Knights to get them started.
good blocking by Northwest. He hit a good hole. He made the best of it. It was a good start for him.
The Knights could find a way to pick up where they left off on offense from their last possession. They could be in business right before halftime here again. Shelton, he's got Faulkner back there with him. Gives to Faulkner again though. Stout defense by the Fighting Owls and no gain on the play.
Brick wall right in the line of scrimmage.
And you can hear that thud from up here.
Yeah, absolutely no yards on that.
But if I know Devontae Faulkner, he's not convinced. And he's going to still find a way to put a hammer. And they're going to have to come up with all kind of hats to put the stop to him. See what Shelton comes up with. He got trips right now. He sends Faulkner over to his right. Looks like he's going to be looking to throw to his right. He throws his ball down the right, but can't come up with the completion. Devin Schnurr was the intended receiver over there.
Pass fell just a few yards short. The receiver had broken toward the sideline, and he was open. And ball was just a few yards short.
It's going to be 3rd and 10. In on replay. Shelton back here. He's got Faulkner with him. Looking over to Coach Mahan, sideline for what they're going to do. See what they come up with now. Faulkner shifts back over to Shelton's right. Shelton back to pass, looking to throw to the right flat. That ball's caught in the right flat. And it looks like he's going to pick up about 4 yards there. That's number 5 over there, Rennell Turner.
Mount Healthy was worried about the deep pass there. They had their 2 safeties about 10 yards off the line of scrimmage. So what Winton Woods do is go with the short pass instead. And we've got a 4th down. Mount Healthy's called timeout.
And so Mount Healthy wants to see if they can get a stab at possessing this ball for halftime.
Over 2.5 minutes left roughly, so why not?
That's right. You know, we come up here and do these games and, you know, we get treated well every year. Staff at Northwest High School, the staff at Winton Woods High School treats us well. And I've been doing this and I just look forward to it. But it's good that all these teams in the neighborhood have really gotten to where they are all good. I mean, years ago, back in the 07s and 06s, hard days, nights, everybody in the neighborhood is tough now. Mount Healthy. So here's Shelton under center now. First time he's been under center the whole game. I guess he's trying to draw him off sides, and it's not happening. Wouldn't be enough anyway. Timeout called by the Northwest Knights.
5 yards will give him enough to.
Yeah, I guess they probably thinking was that if we get these guys to jump and make it a 4th and short, we could go for it.
Kick a dog. If it was a cat, I'd totally get it.
So what's your plans for the next sports season, Tom? You got any?
Not for the winter. In the spring, I'm baseball. I'm interested in baseball.
Okay, so in the winter, it's hibernation city, huh?
Yeah. Hopefully it won't be too cold this winter. How about yourself?
Well, I have to see what the calendar does and what the needs are. These young people is my number one consideration as much as I can. Here we go. Northwest is going to kick this ball. Nice kick. Looks like it's going to roll up at about the 9-yard line where Fighting Owls will take over on their 9-yard line with 2:13 left to go in the half.
With a flag on the field.
Yeah, I was over at Winton Woods a couple days ago, and I was watching the wrestling team over there work out. And they still had, still got guys who are on the football team that still got to come out for wrestling. But they had nice looking prospects on their wrestling team. But I know Winton Woods, a lot of times over there, they want to see the basketball, the girls and the boys basketball over there.
The call was defensive holding. It must have happened after the ball had been kicked because they've assessed it on the Mount Healthy. So they're now starting at about a 4 now instead of a 9.
Well, unless Mount Healthy can come up with a couple of big runs, I mean, the Knights might give them another pass interference penalty to get them started, but there's Montgomery keeping that ball. And it looks like both defenses have concentrated on stopping Faulkner and Montgomery.
Yeah, he only maybe picked up maybe 2 there.
If the Knights defense could come up with some kind of stalwart play, they could turn this into points. Separate somebody from this ball.
The single covering both wide receivers.
There's Montgomery, dips outside and he can't get away. Nice defense.
One of the Winton Woods defenders had his jersey and really hung on tight. I'm sorry, yeah, Northwest. I'm sorry, thank you. Blue. And that jersey wouldn't
let go. That's number two on that stop for the Knights, and that's Harvey Berry. Well, this is where somebody needs to look for that strip. First guy gets there, holds him up, and whoever comes next makes the strip.
Harvey Berry made a very good defensive play earlier when he chased the quarterback down the line of scrimmage.
Yes, he did. Timeout being called by the Knights. 46 and a half seconds left to go in the half. So we got 3rd down here. So Northwest looks like they're trying to set this up where they can get a kick, a punt, see if they can get a good return.
When
go ahead.
When they take a timeout, they bring out this thing for the players to clean their spikes off on.
Yeah, they got a lot of clogs and stuff. Of course, like we were on the field, Tom, and we could see where that's needed.
Yes. That's the left field.
This field could be a whole lot worse than this. It's less than ideal, but I'll take it compared to some of the shape I've seen it in over the years.
I've only seen a couple of instances where I really thought the field impeded the player's motion.
Here's Montgomery, man in motion. He's got the snap. He's keeping it himself, and he's called down in the backfield.
Whoa. Got a loss on him that time.
Nice defense.
99 for Northwest. It's Michael Carter. Big play for Michael Carter.
Michael Carter just was not letting go. And this is what happens when one guy has to do everything. You know, he has to have other people helping him out. This is where the Knights need to jailbreak this kick.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to have to kick this. This is going to be the end of the first half here.
Yep, clock's ran out.
From Northwest High School here. And we see the score at the end of the first half of this ball game is the Northwest Knights 7 and the Mount Healthy Fighting Owls 7. And we'll be back with Waycross Media more after halftime. We have one play. They may force him to actually kick this ball on a punt, in which case the Knights would do themselves a good one if they could return it for a touchdown to the house. But they're going to put time on the clock.
3 seconds.
3 seconds on the clock. They're going to call it 1 second remaining here in the first half. So I'm guessing, you know, he might as well just take the snap and just run around and fall down with it or something. Because if you kick this ball, lo and behold, this guy returns it for a touchdown.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, things could happen.
Yeah. I would just, Montgomery. So another conference again. You're going to have to go with Paul Ryan to sort this out, huh?
Longest 3 seconds in sports right here, baby.
We've got 3 seconds on the clock now.
We're back to 3 seconds.
Yeah, they had a 1 at one point.
He has to actually do something. We didn't even rush it.
So the ball snapped and he holds it.
Now that's the end of the first half. With a score now.
So that's a wild play. A lot of confusion there at the end of the first half here at Northwest High School. But now that they got it sorted out, the teams are exiting the field. Waycross Media will be back with more after halftime with a score here of the Northwest Knights 7 and the Mount Healthy Fighting Owls 7.
Hi, I'm Clark Kellogg. Have you ever thought about what makes high school sports so great? High school sports are great because of our coaches, who not only teach the game, but also teach lifelong skills like hard work, teamwork, sportsmanship, and citizenship. High school sports are great because they keep things in the proper perspective. It's great to strive to be the best and to try to win, but high school sports also strive to develop the best students, the best teammates, and the best leaders of tomorrow. High school sports are great because they are truly about community, bringing students, parents, and alumni together the way only a sporting event can. The privilege of participating in high school sports is one of the most exciting experiences of a young person's life. So please show your support because high school sports are great.
This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association.
The box has been opened, and monsters have come out. In order to gain the strength of the world, use deception and use her well, if you can find her. Hope, which is whispered from the box only after all monsters have escaped, is the best and last of all things.
There's nothing like a crowd screaming and a band playing, an entire community showing its support. Hi, I'm Chris Spielman. I had a lot of thrills playing football in college and in the pros, but there was just as much excitement playing in high school. Sometimes there are heroes and sometimes there's heartache, but high school football creates memories that will last a lifetime. So please show your support for high school sports, where the lessons learned help build the leaders of tomorrow.
This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association.
And welcome to the second half of OHSAA football from here at the Fred Hunt Press Box, Northwest High School. We have a score of Northwest Knights 7 and the Mount Healthy Fighting Owls 7. Both these teams are going to have to figure out a way to break this deadlock because the Fighting Owls got plans for next week. And I'm sure the Knights don't consider themselves completely out of this. So first half of the game was a hard-fought game, kind of tight, close to the vest. My partner, Tom Hall, he watched it with me. And Tom, what did you come up with for observations on stats in the first half of this game?
And not surprisingly, the statistics were really pretty close. The 9 first downs for Mount Healthy, 7 for Northwest. The total plays were 24 for Mount Healthy, 21 for Northwest. The yardage, Northwest had more total yards, 186 versus 115 for Mount Healthy. And the time of possession is favored toward Mount Healthy a little bit, 14 minutes versus almost 10 for Northwest. It's just a close game, and it's anybody's game, and this is one of those contests that probably turn on some screwball play in the fourth quarter.
This game could turn on some wild play, but in the meantime, I do have to give props to the Northwest Knight defensive line for the way that they put the kibosh on David Montgomery here, Mount Healthy Fighting Owls. Montgomery, there was a couple times where a lesser team, he would have busted and big points would have been scored by just him by now. But the Knight defenders, I guess the film they've been watching this week, they come up with a plan. And even though they've been hitting them out, their plan is still in effect against Mr. Montgomery.
That's a good point, Jake. Montgomery became less effective as the half wore on. And no doubt the coaches have talked about this at halftime and tried to work up a few adjustments. So it'll be kind of curious to see what they do. I do think that there's been some receivers open, and neither team has taken too much advantage of that. So I'm guessing, I think, that we'll see a little bit more passing here in the second half.
And Brandon Shelton, he, to his credit, he did in that drive, the touchdown drive they had, he hit 3 different receivers with good connections. So they're just going to have to figure out a way to come up with more of the same as teams get ready to get the second half of this game kicked off. And again, Mount Healthy Fighting Owls, they're definitely fighting for their position in the playoffs. They can come back and win this game. I think they may have a shot at a home playoff game next week.
That's a pretty good incentive to pull out all the stops here in the second half.
And so here we go. Here's his toe into it. And going to be scooped up by the Knights, and he's going with it. He's got a chance to make good yardage, and all the way up to the Knight 42-yard line. That's number 18 there, David Martin.
The kick was a little bit shorter than some of the other ones we've seen, but the ball handler did a good job of finding the hole and getting it out. In good field position.
Yeah, this is a good way to start. Here we see on the replay again, he was able to scoop that ball up like a shortstop. Guy missed, run through an arm tackle. And here's Brandon Shelton back there. Got Devontae Foster with him. He's clapping for the ball. There's the give to Faulkner, but he spins out of one tackle, and now he's got close to a first down. It looks like just over the 50-yard line.
Well, it helped. He had him for a negative gain in the backfield, but tackler couldn't wrap him up.
Again, this is a sign that Faulkner is definitely tired of the way they stopped him. Showed him the door more or less in the first half, so he's definitely coming back for more in the second half.
Ron Wilburn had him in the backfield, but to no avail.
Fakes to give to Faulkner. Brandon Shelton muscles his way in there for first down yard, and they're going to get him down about the 46-yard line of the Owls. Again, for the this time of year, this weather is just perfect football weather. No breeze. I think the flag is just sitting there hanging on the pole.
Temps about 40 degrees. It's cool, but not uncomfortably so. All the fans are bundled up.
First and 10. Shelton follows Devontae Faulkner through the hole, and he's got a first down again, or at least close to it. So now they got this ball moving well into Fighting Owl territory, Tom.
Yeah, it's a good start for the Knights. Right up the middle. And
that's big number 55. He's falling through that hole. Peyton Parker.
When Healthy called a timeout.
First down on the game at 10 on that run.
No,
he restarted.
Faulkner shifts over to Brandon Shelton's right. Shelton fakes to give, and he's around right in, and he's up to the close to a first down. It looks like it's going to be about an 89-yard pickup there for the Knights. Again, they got to respect that fake to Faulkner inside.
Yeah, they really bit on the fake that time.
I mean, the way the Knights are, they seem like whatever this guy Mahan says to them at halftime, it works because they come out fired up in second half of games. Shelton going through the hole again behind Faulkner. And he's muscling his way in there. Flag on the play late. We'll see what the refs are saying about that. Still extracurriculars, and this could turn into a thriller.
The flag was very late. It came from the defensive side of the ball.
So the officials want to sort this out. And the Knights don't want to see any call that's going to have them marching backwards after they've gone this far. Personal foul. All right, so that face mask call is going to move the ball and the chain deeper, closer toward his goal line here for the Knights.
Get him down to about the 11 or 12 yard line there.
Yeah, so we're just going to have to watch. I think that call may have amped the intensity level of this whole affair. Here's Shelton. Gives to Faulkner. Faulkner straight ahead like he means for real. And 7-yard carry.
It's down to about
We see a replay of the call. Yeah, we see this guy's got Brandon Shelton around.
tore his helmet
throws
off.
him down, and like that's rude treatment.
Yeah.
But Brandon Shelton's a tough guy because a lot of guys named number 12 don't get up from that. Tom Brady? Oh, no. There could be a couple New England fans in our viewing audience.
You never know. We're down on the 6-yard line, I think.
Here's Shelton straight ahead, but nice tackle.
He might have a first down. Yeah, the first down marker was down on about the 2.5-yard line. He's very close.
They're going to call it so far. 3rd and inches.
3rd and inches, yeah.
This is where the Knights got to make sure that they cross the goal line here. A lot of times the quarterback wants to get frisky down here, keep the ball self, but I'd go ahead and hand it to Mr. number 33 back there myself. Under center, but Shelton keeps it and muscles in there for what looks like a touchdown. No signal yet. And there's a signal being given, so that's a touchdown for Northwest Knights. Brandon Shelton calling his own number.
That was a good Stitman drive. Take the opening kickoff with Marcia down to the field, and in you go.
That's right, you know, and 7:09 left to go here, pending the outcome of this PAT. Northwest Knights ahead, 13-7. Well, you can't miss that Knight kicker with those cleats that he's got on there.
No, you can't.
Teal.
Yeah, left-footed guy in teal shoes.
It holds down, the kick is up. He slams that through. Those kicks are for real. It looks like those could be 40-yard field goals.
It does. I'd like to see him try a lengthy field goal.
So you see his drive getting replayed and starts off with a good return.
Good follow in the blocks.
You know, that's David Martin starting that off with a real nice return. Everybody else knew what to do with the ball after that. Mount Healthy, that face mask penalty, but that's not why they got scored on.
Now, this is a tiny part of the story. Northwest just had a good, strong drive. Let's see if their defense can make it stand for a while. Mount Healthy.
And usually when you score like that, your defense stands behind the offense and holds them.
Yeah, perks up the whole team. Well, what Mount Healthy wants to do, of course, is come roaring back and just answer that score right away.
And so here they go, catching that ball on about the 12-yard line, straight North Wooded. He runs through a couple of would-be tacklers. He's still got his feet. Nice carry for this return for the Owls. And they're going to set up shop on the Northwest Knight, on their own 43-yard line, excuse me.
Yeah, he ran that ball forward, I think around 25 yards. Dashing in and around the tacklers. Here he comes. He just gets through. On the hole and ran through it. Good job.
Oh, 7 minutes left in the third quarter. Montgomery's going to have to find a supporting cast here to pull this off here in the second half. Wow, nice in the round. Number 25 still on his feet, breaking through tackles. There's going to be a flag on the play. Stepped out of bounds there. That's number 25 with the ball, Justice Waller.
He stepped out.
This may go back.
Stepped out at about the 25, holding Mount Healthy.
Holding against Mount Healthy. It's all for naught. Here we see on the replay, it's in the round. Nice block.
Yeah, I think that was a holding.
Lloyd Witcher able to stepped out of bounds there, and
the holding was just out of the range of the camera, but it was they're on the line right where it was turning the corner.
First and 7 here. In motion, Montgomery looking over here. Sideline, Coach Arby Crouch, what he wants to do here. This may have loosened the Knight defensive up, and here's Montgomery. He dips out, now he's around left end and still on his feet, going down the sideline, getting down the street. Flag on the play late, and we're gonna have to sort this one out. This flag was thrown in the neighborhood where a Northwest defender probably did something less than ideal.
He ran in the left side of the line and face mask. Face mask Northwest. Game stands.
Face mask.
They ran in the left
They're
hand.
gonna keep this ball going forward. Chain gang, get on up the street here. They're gonna be waiting for the chain gang to get this thing set up. See, this is where David Montgomery says, I can't let this get away on my watch. I'm senior here, and if nobody wants to step up, I will. So this is where they can still get a first down. Inside, Knight defense is there. Number 15 on the tackle, Kyler Famble.
Here's the replay. There's the face mask.
Yeah, so there's
Right
that
there.
face mask.
Yep, grabbed the face mask, turned his head.
Again, the second half of this game, they're starting to throw these quarterbacks around like rag dolls. It'll be second down here. Montgomery fakes to give. Now he's around to his left. There's a flag on the play. He's into the end zone, but we'll have to see what happened here with this flag.
Yes. Holding
Against the Fighting Owls is going to send this one back. Harvey Crouch, you see a picture of him briefly where he's exasperated about this.
Yeah, holding with her on the line.
This is where the Fighting Owls is just going to have to figure out somebody they can throw the ball to, at least for an attempt. Second and 19. I don't know what kind of plays they got in the playbook for this situation.
You got single coverage out here on the right.
Montgomery's rolling to his right, and this guy's got it wide open in the end zone. That's going to be a touchdown for the Mount Healthy Fighting Out. We got a flag on the play. It could be roughing the quarterback. Montgomery took a big hit. Holding on the Fighting Owls.
Oh my goodness.
2 touchdowns that they've nullified with penalties here. Back-to-back play. Yeah, there it is, number 57.
Mount Healthy sent out 3 wide receivers on that play, and all 3 of them were single coverage. And it's really unfortunate for Mount Healthy there was a hold there.
It's way behind the sticks they're playing.
Yeah.
Second down, I'm thinking Montgomery's going to try to be his own man. Green ball's complete. Night defense is all over that one. That's number 15 putting the hammer down. Kyler Famble.
Yeah, not for him. That play would have gained quite a few yards, but he held his position and prevented the big game. The players can run themselves right out of plays, and he didn't do that. He just held his position.
We're down and forever here. This is still probably 4-down territory, so I don't know. I don't call it plays, but I'm saying that's 2 downs for Montgomery trying to work his magic. He's throwing the ball, looking to pass, he gets his pass off, and he falls complete over the middle.
Wow.
To his receiver, number 10 on the catch there for the Fighting Owls. That's Darrell Williams.
Good throw, good catch.
Number 17 on the tackle for the Knights on that play, and that's Jay Harris.
Around about the 11-yard line. They can make a first down. The first down marker is down at the about 2.5-yard line, I think.
So we'll have to see. They're looking over here, and well, no, to me, this is where you let your best athlete try to make a move on somebody.
With single coverage on the right.
Montgomery back to throw this ball over the middle. This ball's complete. Caught for a touchdown by the Fighting Owls. And it looks like the Fighting Owls has gotten back into this game. We're pending the outcome of the second quarter. We're going to have a tie game. It's a good way for the Fighting Owls to dig themselves up out of that destruction that they put on themselves. Nice throw, threaded the needle right only where his guy could get it. Here we go to hold it down. The kick is up, but that kick doesn't look like much, but it's good.
It surely made it.
So with 3:49 left to go in the third quarter of this affair, we got a tie score between Mount Healthy and Northwest, tied at 14.
There's the single coverage. Came back to burn the Northwest Knights. So the receiver was single covered, and there was no safety there helping. And that was the receiver that caught the touchdown. He just ran kind of a loop pattern into the middle of the end zone, and the ball was there. There's the replay of the drive. There's the kick return.
That's a nice return. There's been 2 nice returns second half of this game.
Fake end around. They big bust tackles, and they finally do get him, and he goes another 5 yards and gets the face mask penalty to boot. It was a holding penalty. Negated the touchdown.
Okay, so as the Fighting Owls get ready to kick this ball off, got us a new ball game here, and again, just a beautiful throw to finish that drive off for Montgomery. And here's Dave Montgomery as he steps off into this kickoff. Going to be received on the, it's going to be mucked on the 25-yard line. It's loose. And the Fighting Owls come up with the recovery. Deep in the night territory here. You need to figure out who was going to do what with that ball once you got in the air, once you got out on the rug, or excuse me, on the ground. The Fighting Owls wanted it bad, and they got it. You see on the replay, just off his hands.
I'm not sure if he took his eyes off the ball or
tough to catch that ball with your hands above your shoulder on a deal like that.
Yeah. Boy, what a turn of events here. Mount Healthy's down on the 25-yard line of Northwest.
So Mount Healthy sets us up on the 25, and number 14's got the ball, and he runs through a tackle, but eventually dragged down after about a 5-yard gain.
Northwest number 16, Larry Bruce, grabbed the ball carrier around the ankles and hung on tight. Good wrap-up tackle.
Lee Young on that carry for the Fighting Owls, and he gives Montgomery a break, gives the defense more to think about. So here we go. Montgomery with the snap. He's running to his left. Runs through. Oh my goodness! Montgomery's got a touchdown here, and somebody just must have got totally pancaked and wiped out on that play, because all of a sudden it was just wide open.
Yeah. Something was untouched.
So with 2:59 left to go in the third quarter, pending the outcome of this PAT, we got the Fighting Owls up front, 20-14.
That was just a great job of blocking by Mount Healthy, and they shoved the defensive end out of the way.
Hold us down, the kick is up, and the kick is good, so 2:59 left to go. We got the Fighting Owls on top in this affair now by a score of 21-14 over the Knights.
Well, it's going to shift the momentum, wasn't it, Jake?
It was that. Unfortunately, the Fighting Owls were well rewarded.
Yeah, they were. Northwest had taken the opening kickoff, gone down and taken the 7-point lead, and then when things looked good, and all of a sudden, bang, bang, they're down by 14. Gave up 14 points, they're down by 7. It all happened pretty quickly. So Northwest needs to catch this kickoff and then hang on to the ball for a while.
That's right. Like you said, they need to execute reception of this kickoff and let their offense start marching if they can.
Yeah. Burn some clock down, get some yards, some first downs.
But I know Northwest is not going to let this be the dagger on them just because they come up with these quick points.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of time left here. We're just under 3 minutes here in the third quarter, so lots can happen yet.
So Montgomery kicks this one. This one is high. Caught at the 17-yard line. He breaks a tackle. Now he's moving to his outside with a block. And then throw him out of bounds with a flag, and that's probably going to be against the Fighting Owls for this hit out of bounds. It's number 18 on the return for the Knights. That's David Martin.
Yeah, this will move the ball up 15 yards. So get him out to close to midfield.
Officials
personal foul.
make an indication, face mask against the Fighting Owls. They're going to march us up the street here. By the time he stops marching, this ball's going to be put in play on the, looks like close to midfield. It's going to be put in play on the Northwest Knight 49-yard line here. So they got a short field now. And this is where Northwest needs to run this ball, considering that they got to keep it out of David Montgomery's hands as much as possible here. Shelton back there. Devontae Faulkner with him. Shelton claps for ball. Fakes to give to Faulkner, and he busts in there, picks up about 4 or 5 yards. Nice tackle by number 94, the Owls. That's Olajuwon Pinkleton.
The intensity level here has gone up a notch, hasn't it?
It's just like it's 2 different games now, Tom. You're right. Because both these teams need this game.
Yeah, they do. It's a big game.
Shelton looking to throw. His defender's knocked down. There'll be a flag on the play. Mr. number 31 of the Owls comes up saying, "Did I do that?" Javonte Williams, you did.
Yeah, they're running a fly pattern down the right sideline, and the receiver never got there.
Yeah, I mean, it was like no doubt he was slammed down.
Yeah, well, thanks to Mount Healthy penalties, the Northwest Knights are marching down the field here. They're down one of the almost 30-yard line now.
Here we go. First down, 10 to go. Shelton looking over to Coach Mahan. Got trips right here. Faulkner with the ball through a big hole, gashing up the middle for about an 8-yard gain on that play.
Yeah, quick hitter right up the middle, and the Mount Healthy defenders weren't quite ready yet. Bang, right up the middle. Good blocking.
Trips to the right again. They're going to just spread this thing out and just let Faulkner, which isn't a bad plan. Shelton claps for that ball, gives it to Faulkner. He steps over a would-be tackler into a would-be block, and nice pickup there for Faulkner. It's going to be close to a first down here, and it's going to be a first down. 1:30 left to go in the third quarter.
Offensive line did a good job that time.
This Northwest team, they play a good brand of ball after halftime. Rolling to his right, pass is complete, but good play, good stick put on by the defender. That's number 31 defending that play, and that's Javonte Williams. And the Northwest Knight is still feeling a little bit of hurt from that. That's number 8 for the Knights on that. Greg Jackson.
He got nailed in the ribs. He's down. I imagine he's getting quite a bit of pain.
That's the kind that usually ends up in busted ribs or
at least bruised ribs.
Bruised ribs. So now, before we go too far, well, we've gone far, but before the night's over, I just want to give a shout out to all the seniors from Northwest, who this is their senior night. That's going to be Lloyd Witcher, Harvey Berry, Kevin Coffey, Khalil Clark, Devin Schnur's a senior, Myron Brown, Taj White, Jarrell Horton, Kyler Famble. We're going to look at this replay again before we continue to see the intensity of that hit, and I'm telling you, that was a Sunday afternoon hit right there. But we got the Northwest Knights getting up. Round of applause by the fans, Mount Healthy fans, respectful round of applause. David Martin's a senior. Keon Huntley. Aaron Clark's a senior for him. Over here, Peyton Parker. Kyron King. Carter Gehring's a senior. Jesse Ralston. Devin Williams. Jared Coleman. And those are the seniors on the Northwest roster that are hoping to extend their season by another week here. Shelton with the ball. He gives to Faulkner. Faulkner straight to the middle line, but fighting out the defense is waiting for him pretty stout on that one. Call it 3rd and 8. 44 seconds counting down in the 3rd quarter. So we see the replay again. Faulkner with this ball, and there's just too many hats waiting for him.
Yeah, nothing there. 3rd and long.
Clock counting down. 21 seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter. Shelton clapping for the ball. He's looking to his right. He throws his ball, and his ball is just over the head of his intended receiver there in the right corner of the end zone. That's number 5 looking to catch on to that ball, Rennell Turner.
Now, the defender ran on past the receiver. The receiver is wide open. Wide open. Ball been a little lower. It would have been an easy touchdown.
There was a couple of wide open receivers missed tonight by both quarterbacks. Looks like the Knights are going to try a field goal here on this 4th and 8.
They're going to get a wish here. With the left-footed kicker in teal shoes is going to try a longest field goal.
Hold is down, kick is up.
Oh my goodness.
Wow, this guy's got a foot on him.
He sure does.
That kick is good.
That kick would have been good for 15, 20 yards further out.
That's right. So it looks like we got a score now of Northwest on the tail end of this by a 21-17 count. But that ball was kicked well, very well struck.
Yeah, it's one of the best high school level field goal kickers I've seen.
Somebody's got to get him some pink cleats for October. See here, replay on the drive is Faulkner. Look at that, dragging guy. And see, and very effective. Boy, that was a good hit.
Yeah. It's the run they
see now that the Northwest offense, they would have liked to, cross the goal line instead of going through the uprights, but the way it all turned out, they're lucky they even did that. So here they go, kicking it off. Here's the Fighting Owls. Comes up with it on his 10-yard line, looking for a spot. There's flags out on the field. He's got his way through a couple of tacklers, and now they're going to be able to drag him down at about 38-yard line. But we have to see what happened with the flags.
All right.
So, Fighting Owls guilty of an illegal block, and they're going to be moving back. He marches this thing off. It looks like they're going to have it setting up shop about their 10-yard line here. Okay, on their 16-yard line. This is where somebody on the Knights defense has got to point themselves to put this fire out because they need this ball back. It's got 1 second left to go in the third quarter here. Oh, 1.7 seconds left to go in the third quarter. And he's stiff-arming guy trying to get around in, but Lloyd Witcher says, I don't think so.
Yeah. Good pursuit.
So after 3 quarters of play here from the Fred Hunt press box here at the campus of Northwest High School, we have a score of Mount Healthy Fighting Owls 21 and the Northwest Knights 17.
Shapes up for a great fourth quarter.
I believe you're right on that, Tom. It's going to be a fourth quarter free ages. You know, I've been coming here doing these games, and I honestly thought the way that field looked when we were on it before the game, I thought it would deteriorate where we'd start seeing divots and stuff coming off, but you know, evidently it's okay, you know.
Well, it had a day to dry out, and I think that's probably the reason why. I was thinking about that. We got over 3 inches of rain a couple of days ago, and if this game had been played last night, it would have been pretty messy.
Yeah, it would have been a hot mess then. But this is almost better conditions than when it's no rain and it's just dust bowl out there.
Yeah, the ground has a fair amount of give, yeah.
Because that dust just lingers over the field the whole game. Well, here we go. David Montgomery, Fighting Owls. He's back there rolling to his left and looking to throw deep over the middle, and this ball is going to be caught, and there's going to be a flag on the play. Wait, the ball was actually intercepted, but this flag is going to nullify anything good that Northwest may have done. And we see the official coming over. Pass interference against Northwest, and so, you know, again, at least Montgomery there, he knows that he's got to get other guys involved in this picture, and as officials march this off, that's going to be enough to get the Fighting Owls' first drive of the fourth quarter underway.
I'll be curious to see the replay because I didn't see anything. Here it comes.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, that doesn't look all that bad to me.
No. Well, we met with the officials before the game, and
there's a replay again.
Here we go again on the play from scrimmage, and they're called down by contact. The Knights thought they had a fumble recovery, and I see the ref indicate down by contact, and clock is moving.
2nd and 6.
Let's see what they come up with. Montgomery looking over here to Coach R.B. Crouch where the play is going to be. So here we go. Man in motion. Montgomery with the ball. He cuts through a block, and now he's up the field. He stiff arms a guy, but the rest of the Knight defenders catch up to him. But not until he picks up a first down for the Fighting Owls.
With 2 tackles on that play.
Got fans down here for the Knights imploring one of their defenders to strip the ball away. So we got this clock moving us down at 10:27 left to go in the game. Montgomery with the ball.
Ooh.
Short hops his receiver. Flag on the play.
Flag.
It's number 5. He's trying to connect with Deshaun Jackson.
The receiver was all by himself there. The defenders were way off.
Yeah, the way that flag was thrown is a mystery.
Unless the defender shoved off against the receiver shoved the defender away.
Sideline warning.
Oh.
So somebody in the fighting now sideline. See on the replay here.
The receiver's wide open. The ball's just short. So.
His official that threw the flag, he wasn't even looking at anybody in particular on the sideline. It was a no-look flag. He didn't have to see as long as he could hear. He knew what to do. Well, here we go, Montgomery. Bad snap off Montgomery's hands, and the Knight. This one. Wait a minute. No, we don't. The Knight jumped in there, but I think it just squirted out of his grasp. And back to the Fighting Owls. Looks like the Fighting Owls are going to retain possession. Number 15, Kyler Famble had it, but
I thought the Knights had that. Now it scored it away. Oh boy.
So the Fighting Owls have good luck with fumble recoveries.
Yeah, they're certainly lucky.
So whoever it is now, the center, that wasn't a terrible bad snap. I mean, it just kind of glanced off his hands. Montgomery may have been cheating to look down the field. I don't know. Timeout being called by the Fighting Owls.
Yeah, 3rd and 20 here. They really would like to get a first down, but 3rd and 20 is tough, and you're not in 4-down territory here.
But I'm sure the Fighting Owls want to see if they can pick this up. They don't want Northwest to get the ball again.
No.
Like, the kind of field position they'd probably get off of this would be short field type field position.
Yeah.
Once again, we got to remind our viewers to come out and donate some time, volunteer with Waycross Media. Call 513-825-2429 and see if you can be a part of these crews that shoot these games. Of course, the football season basically over. Of course, we got playoffs, but I don't think any of the teams, well, again, Coleraine Cardinals will be playing. Northwest, maybe. Okay, so here we go. Montgomery looking to throw. He's flushed out of the pocket, and he's running to his right, and he throws his ball, and his ball is incomplete. Penalties all over the place on the field. We'll see how they sort out.
Holding on Mount Healthy.
Holding on Mount Healthy, so they're going to probably decline this one. We'll have to see. That was 3rd down, so. See on the replay here, Montgomery, he just had nothing whatsoever, and he did right to get rid of that ball. 4th and 19, they declined that penalty, so we don't think there's going to be a fake on this punt.
No.
So Northwest sends number 18 back to receive this kick. That's David Martin, 6 foot, 175-pound senior. Be good icing on the cake for his senior night to do something spectacular with this punt.
Northwest should get this ball in pretty good shape. Barring a disaster, they ought to be able to get this ball maybe up by midfield.
Here we go, and keep the flags off the field. There's a snap, high snap, but Montgomery brings it down. It's a high kick. It's going to touch up at the 47 and take a fighting out bounce, and it's going to roll dead at the 39-yard line in the Northwest Knights. So they'll kick it in gear at their own 39. 9:19 left to go in the game. Here comes the Knight offense taking the field. Monte Faulkner back there with Brandon Shelton. They got to duplicate that fierce charge they had in the second half last week. There's the give to Faulkner, trying to stretch it, but I'm sorry, he's going to be hit hard. Maybe a half a yard gain.
He wanted to turn the corner, but no. Mount Healthy was going to allow that.
That's right. I mean, Monte Faulkner, I like to see him better going straight north with the ball. Maybe a cut after busting the secondary, but here's what they come up with. It's going to be 2nd and 9 here.
Single coverage over here on the right.
Shelton keeps it himself, and he's muscling his way in there for a good pickup. Looks like he's going to have his ball down on about the Northwest 37-yard line, so 3rd and 3.
Here's the replay. Just move the pile forward, boy.
He stuck his head through there, and then he come away.
Yeah.
Good yardage. And here's Shelton again. Fakes to give to Faulkner, but they can't. The fighting out defense is all over Shelton on that. He should have just given it to Faulkner that time.
Yeah. Nowhere.
Must sound good.
Fourth down.
So here we go. It's going to be 4th down, and the punt. Knights are going to be punting this ball.
That's a safe play.
Kicking this ball to number 11, Brian Cook. Timeout being called by the Knights. Of course, we don't know any scores around town. We should have picked some scores up around town at halftime, but there's a game. It doesn't really play out much in this neck of the woods, but 2 undefeated 9-0 teams, Indian Hill and
Reading.
Reading, that's right.
That's a big game.
You know, either way, they're both going to the playoffs, but somebody's season is going to end in heartbreak. They'll just have to get over it and come back fighting next week.
Well, the Wyoming Cowboys had dreams of winning that conference this year, but the quarterback got injured. And that was kind of the end of that. Indian Hill and Reading are both good teams.
Of course, Wyoming, they have had a pretty good quarterback the past couple of years. This is Marty, I think you speak of.
Yeah. He got knocked out about midway through the season.
Here we are now to get his back set up, 4th down. Looks like the Knights are going to go for it on 4th down now.
Yeah, change your mind.
Shelton with the snap, throwing his ball, it's caught. And this guy breaks loose for 1st down. That's Devin Schnurr for the 1st down pickup on the yards after catch.
Mount Healthy defender had him hand on him short of the 1st down marker, but outran it. Yeah, here's
that was a fork in the road, or stick a fork in him, and Unfortunately, they can't come back with another play like that for the Mount Healthy Fighting Owls. Put the kibosh this time to Devontae Faulkner. No gain on the play. Second down, 6:36 left to go in the game here. 21-14 Mount Healthy, 21-17 Mount Healthy on top. Shelton looking to throw, he swings it out in the left flat to Devin Schnurr, but maybe a short gain on the play.
Yeah, maybe a yard.
For the 9, that's not what the Knights had in mind for that situation.
No.
It's number 8 trying to make a go of it. That's Greg Jackson. This clock is still running, and Northwest is trying to take up a lot of time now. There's urgency now with this clock down to 5:36. Straight back, looking to throw over the middle. That ball's caught over the middle by number 5 of the Knights, and he's down deep. Looks like they're going to have him down about the Fighting Owl 23-yard line there.
Rondell Turner caught the ball.
Rondell Turner on the catch.
Good protection. Yeah, the receiver just ran in between the defenders, and ball was there, and good gain.
It looks like Fighting Owl defensive secondary is playing that, keep everything in front of them now, so Knights just take what they can give. Faulkner, there's a flag on the play. Faulkner thrown down hard. Holding on Northwest there. Brandon Shelton is kicking up a fuss about it. I don't know.
There's a hold right there. Number 45 of Mount Healthy was the man who was held.
Playing behind the sticks, so.
Well, we got a first down and, 20?
This is where the Knights got to come up with a way to score. Pass is thrown again, and Rondell Turner, he just can't escape Fighting Out defenders, and that play is going to net nothing.
Yeah, they tried that same play a few minutes ago, and it didn't work then either. A quick pass over to the left. And
yeah, those little passes to the flat, that's how the Browns got in trouble in their game last Sunday.
Did they?
And Shelton, he's got trips right. And somebody's going to have to point themselves as the sheriff on this Northwest offense and get something up on the board. Straight back, throwing over the middle. This ball's caught by number 18. And he's down at about the 15-yard line, 12-yard line here.
Mount Healthy knew, he thought a pass was coming. They had 5 defenders back there covering the receivers.
See again on the replay that number 18 on that catch there, that's David Martin.
Yeah, got open. Good pass.
3:38 left to go in the affair here. Again, this is where it's taking a lot of time. Okay, so Shelton looking to throw, and his ball is going to be incomplete. You know, it's thrown away from the receiver. The receiver had to put on the brakes to try to get back to it, and the turf just wouldn't hold up for him there.
Yeah. Not destined to be a completion.
So we got incomplete pass, 3:20 left to go.
2nd and 10.
Second down 10 here. And Shelton keeps it himself, steps over a tackle and into the second level, and it's like he's going to pick up about 4 yards. And third down here. Faulkner throws him a nice block.
Yeah, I did.
Here we go, third down. See if they come up with it. 2:46 left to go in the game. See what I would be throwing to number 18 there, David Martin. He's got single coverage over there on him.
Yeah.
Flag, too much time, delay a game. And why did they let that happen?
Boy, oh boy. Good start. Oh, that's a big mistake.
They've been kind of sloppy with this clock. Off and on at different times during the course of this game. Tough to see. Clock is running now. Now it's been stopped. 2:25 left to go in the game here. So officials have had a lot of conferences tonight about this and that. Well, he threw up a flag. He may not put his hand up, but a flag come out of somebody's pocket. Okay, so here we go, third down. It's the fork in the road. Stick fork in and play here for the Knights, 3rd and 11. Here's Shelton looking to throw. Here we go, looking over to the right sideline, and the pass is going to be over the head and incomplete of his receiver, number 18 over there, David Martin.
They had the single coverage, but the single coverage was very, very good.
Yeah, it was good tight coverage. And the pass, had to be a thread the needle, perfect pass, and it just wasn't.
It wasn't, yeah.
So now with 4th down, 2:23 left to go in the game. If this guy can kick that field goal, let him kick a field goal and come back with an onside kick. So here we go. We're going to go 4th and 11. 2:23 left to go. Shelton with the ball. He's throwing to his left. This guy's wide open, but he dropped the ball. In the left corner, the deep corner of the end zone, and that ball falls incomplete. And the Mount Healthy Fighting Owls are celebrating. You see here on the replay.
What might have been. Receiver is open, the ball a little bit high.
It's just,
It wasn't
he could have caught that, but, Devin Schnur, that would have been a nice senior night catch for him, but it just wasn't to be on that one.
The pass was good, but it wasn't perfect.
That's right. So now it's going to have to be up to the Fighting Owls to make sure that they don't let mayhem happen here with this last 2:18. And they may still have to move this ball and pick up a first down.
Well, both teams
Knights have all their timeouts. Here's, look at this run. Greeting everybody. That makes the story happen. Stay on the corner, 145th Street and 7th Avenue to end the ball game. And that's going to be the dagger. Mount Healthy Fighting Owls. David Montgomery comes up with that big touchdown run, and this is the kind of thing that he could do, and he's looking forward to doing for the next couple weeks around this part of the world. Look at that run.
5'11", 205 pounds, and he can fly. Boy, what a football player.
That's a leader right there.
Yeah, he sure is.
And again, he took the game over. He knew that there was no margin of error for nothing sloppy, a fumble or something, and he just said, I'll take it. So that kick at point after attempt is blocked, but with 2:05 left to go, this is fair. You got a score of the Mount Healthy Fighting Owls 27 and the Northwest Knights 17.
They're too closely matched. They do match up well. They're evenly matched teams. But Mount Healthy's getting a little bit stronger.
I can see us getting a touchdown.
Well, with Montgomery like that, that's a leader. You know, he knows, hey, I got to take this game over. It's not going to be no incomplete pass happening, no fumbles. And you got to give him props whenever you can take a game over like that in that situation. So he's going to get votes, I'm sure. And I don't mean for player of the week. I mean talking about all state, he should get some.
Well, he's exceptional.
Of course, we're here, Northwest High School here, and play like that can, yeah, you can see now that play has sent fans to the gates.
Yeah, the crowd is thinning down a little bit here, isn't it? What a good crowd. They've been very engaged in the game. Loud, boisterous.
And here's the kickoff, and it's going to be caught with down. That's Lloyd Witcher was able to come up with that ball, but he was not able to advance it. So we'll just have to see how the playoff picture shakes out around this area. I don't know. Again, I'm not real accurate on what the current standings and stats are, but Mount Healthy ought to have a home playoff game. We'll see. So here's Shelton. He's got the ball. He's looking straight over the middle. He's going to run when he throws this ball out here to the right sideline. It's caught by number 5, Rennell Turner.
First down.
It's going to be first down.
Clock is stopped.
1:59 left to go in the game. Shelton back, going deep. Ball's going to be off the hands of Rennell Turner, number 5. Little collision, and guys got to sort out that that was just part of the play here.
That was a good pass.
End of the game when we get our shirts and shit.
It was not an impossible catch. It was a difficult catch.
It's the kind of catch where he knew what was coming next if he held on to that ball.
I think that's right.
And
on the back of his head, he knew that he's going to get hammered.
Here we go, second down. Shelton back, got this pass completed. This guy's still on his feet. Trying to get out of bounds, but the Owls will not let him get out of bounds. So that's number 8 on that catch for him. That's Greg Jackson.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen that play run before tonight. Running number 8 across the middle that way. Well executed play. They have good yards on it.
Well, we're just taking what the Owl defense gives him now. Over the middle, Rennell Turner with that catch. 1:37 left to go in the game. Here come the Knights. Looking to keep this action going. Brandon Shelton got trips left. Looking to throw this ball. He's got his complete. Turner, he's trying to die, he's dragging the guy, but he's gonna be pulled down. Looks like near the 4 or 5 yard line. Clock still running. 1:20 left to go in the game. Knights over the ball. 1:14. They can score on this play and see what's happening. Ball's thrown and caught over the middle, down about the 2-yard line. 1:05 left to go in this game. And this is probably where they spike it down when they start the clock again to spike it down. What are you taking all this time for? There's Devontae Faulkner, and he runs through an arm tackle into the end zone for a touchdown for the Northwest Knights. 55.1 seconds left to go in this game. And so that's going to bring the score to 27-23, pending the results of this PAT.
Point after time.
That's right. This is a very important point after, Tom.
They've got kicker to do it.
Here he goes. PAT holds down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. So, with 55.1 left to go in the game, we got the Fighting Owls on top of this one, 27-24.
If you watch the replay of this drive, if I'm a Northwest fan, I'm kind of asking myself, why haven't they been passing more tonight?
Well, you know, a lot of it is in these situations, you're taking what the defense is giving, anything they'll let you have in front of them.
That's true. They've had a lot of they faced a lot of single coverage tonight.
But they're going to have to come up with a onside kick here. You know, they got 2 timeouts left.
Right,
so if they can recover this onside kick, who knows?
Yeah, anything's possible. It's amazing that they ran that drive without burning a timeout. Well, some of the fans left. And
the only fans left are Mount Healthy fans.
Yeah, they're standing up. Pretty excited. Well, they're shouting at the players and all the, the parents and seniors. Northwest are here.
So Matt Corder, number 92, sophomore kicker.
Yeah, he's, I gotta believe, got some college potential.
Northwest is pinning their hopes. Timeout being called by the Mount Healthy Fighting Owls. I guess they're icing this guy on a onside kick attempt. Oh, that's a new one.
It is a new one. Since I've ever seen that.
Coach Corder, you know, he's a sophomore kicker, but, you know, he's going to be around Northwest here for another couple of years, and with the kind of toe he's exhibiting tonight, he could come up with some records.
Oh, yeah.
Because these kicks look like they could cover 40, 45-yard field goals.
They do. He's got quite a leg.
Mount Healthy, they got their little welcome mat. The guys are cleaning the sod from in between their cleats.
The key on an onside kick is to get the thing to bounce. The successful onside kick usually happens when the ball bounces in a funny way. Let's see if he can pull that off.
So here's Corder. Here's the kick. The ball takes that high hop. They need it off of somebody's hands. And it looks like he ping-pong balled it right to a Northwest guy.
That was a good onside kick. He got the good bounce.
Northwest hasn't had a whole lot of luck, but they got that one. 53.2 seconds left to go in this game, and Northwest is going to have this ball on the Mount Healthy Fighting Owl. Looks like 41-yard line here. You see on the replay where defenders from Northwest was just there and waved. And once that guy kind of bounced off his hand like a ping pong paddle, the guy from Northwest was there.
Well, that's a good onside kick.
You know, Northwest with 2 timeouts and 53.2 left to go in this game. Can't take a sack.
You know the probability of a successful onside kick?
No.
I'm guessing it's about maybe 5%, 1 out of 20.
I just love to see onside kick attempts. especially when they take that first bounce to go up in the air where you know it's going to be man. Shelton back with the ball. He's being rushed. He's beating Shelton. There's going to be a flag on the play. Shelton is dragged down, and you know, that's what they couldn't have, Shelton. You just had to throw it away once that happened. This ball's going to be placed down at about the Fighting Owl 47-yard line. Let's see what the stripes say about this flag.
Make or break penalty for Northwest.
These refs, they've been in conference a lot tonight.
They have.
Face mask against Mount Healthy. So this is going to be marched off, 15 yards down the street. We got some Mount Healthy fans that are not in agreement with this call. So here we go now to set this thing out. This has been a wild game, Tom. This has certainly been a good game to end the 0-1-5 drive on.
Boy, hasn't it? This has been a really, really exciting game. The second half especially. Okay, here comes the face mask penalty. Yeah, they grabbed him right there. Yep. Yeah, the Mount Healthy defensive lineman, number 94. With the face mask.
Well, I'll tell you again, Brandon Shelton exhibits where he's a tough guy wearing number 12.
Let go! Let go!
Shrug that face mask off. So here we go. Looks like we lost our scoreboard clock. Here's Shelton with the ball, looking left. He's throwing this ball deep down the sideline. This ball is off the fingertips, incomplete of his intended receiver, Devin Schnurr.
Just a few inches too far.
You see on the replay, just a little bit too much distance. He had the guy beat.
Right on his own. That had been about 4 inches closer to his body. I think he would have had that. Would have been a spectacular catch if he'd been able to pull it off.
So we got 36.5 seconds left to go in the game.
Okay.
Monte Faulkner back there with Shelton's whistle on the play. Before we get it set, we'll have to see timeout being called by Mount Healthy. That's that timeout was called by Mount Healthy.
Yeah.
So Mount Healthy is all out of timeouts, which they don't need. It doesn't matter to them. They got to have defenses of at least 2 more plays.
The scoreboard was wrong there for a moment. It was showing that Northwest had called the timeout.
Oh, okay. We got our scoreboard clock back.
Yeah. Northwest, 2 timeouts, 36 seconds. They got a great field goal kicker, so it might happen. Let's see a tie here.
They still, I mean, we've been seeing that guy boom that ball, but they still need another 20-some yards for this to be realistic.
Yeah. Yeah, right now it would be an attempt of 52 yards. And, they need more yards.
2nd and 3. Shelton keeps it himself. He muscles in the middle, but the defense says no. Somebody's got to call timeout, and they do. So we got 31.2 seconds left now in the game. It's going to bring it down to a 3rd and very short. It almost looked like from the call to that play that they are trying to set up for a field goal.
They did. I thought that too.
We're talking about a sophomore kicker. I'd be trying my level best to get this ball across that goal line.
Yeah. Let's go for a sure thing. I think for the field goal kicker to
We'll just have to see what kind of plays Coach Mahan has to cover this circumstance in his playbook over there. You know, Mount Healthy, their defense comes back out. I'm sure they're looking to keep everything in front of them on this play. They're willing to give up maybe 10, 15 yards, but that's about it. 31.2 seconds, 3rd and 2. Shelton clapping for that ball. Going looking to his right, throw this ball off the hand of Renell Turner, incomplete. Just a little bit before Turner was actually ready for that ball.
Yeah. Just turned around.
I would have ran on that down. I'd have ran outside, you know, get out of bounds. Clock. So we are now 4th down. 2 yards to go. Fork in the road with a stick of fork in them for the whole season now for the Northwest Knights. And the Mount Healthy Fighting Owls, because they need to turn this back if they got plans for next week. Shelton's got trips right. Timeout being called. So 29.8 seconds left to go here. Boy, this for a high school football game, Tom. This is ending like the last 2 minutes of a college basketball game.
Yeah, it is actually. That's true. Lots of timeouts, lots of stop clocks, lots of excitement. Fans are shouting at the teams, and teams are shouting at each other. And it's a very, very high level of excitement in this stadium tonight.
Well, that's what you get when you volunteer Waycross Community Media. Chance to come out here and personally witness high school football at its finest. You know, Ohio, state of Ohio, national hotbed for high school football. Been watching it year in and year out. Had the pleasure of watching Preston Brown spend a lot of time out there on that field, putting the hammer down on folks. But now, here we are, 4th down. Shelton with the ball, throws, the ball's caught. He's got the ball still on his feet. He's in field goal range. They got him thrown down at about the 17-yard line. Nobody started the clock, and we can see that the Mount Healthy fans are a little bit disgusted about that. And the chain gang has got to get up the street. What's going on?
Well, the chains have not been moved up and put into position yet.
The chains aren't in position. Mount Healthy fans are accurately saying that they don't feel like the clock actually started. So
Hey, let's go! Hey!
23 seconds showing on the clock now. 1st down. 2nd down. Shelton throws the ball incomplete. He was not on the same page with that receiver.
I think that ball might have been deflected by one of the linemen.
3rd and 10.
Here's the replay.
So,
yeah,
okay, it was deflected.
Yeah, somebody's hand got up.
You couldn't ask for a better finish than this.
I sure couldn't. We've covered some exciting games this year, but this one I think takes the cake.
Here's Shelton with the ball. Throw it over the middle, and that ball's tipped. Defense by the Fighting Owl defender. You got to give that defender credit. He got his hand up, tipped that ball away.
Deshaun Jackson.
Deshaun Jackson, because otherwise that was the land of 6 for the Knights.
Yep.
18.4 seconds left to go. 3rd down. So he's going to attempt this field goal. Field goal will be attempted for the night. Here we have number 92, Matt Corder, sophomore kicker. Looks like this ball is going to be set down on the 25-yard line. So we're calling this a 35-yard kick. Hold us down. The kick is up. The kick is going to be short. The ball's going to be short. Just a little short.
Just short.
And the Mount Healthy Fighting Owls, Coach Arby Crouch's crew over here near sideline celebrating and enjoying this thrill of victory. Couple night people are over there disheartened by it all. A little bit tough thing for them here. We see on the replay again, that ball looked like it might have been tipped off that kick.
Yeah, that's what I thought when I saw it live. Is it the ball? I thought somebody got a little bit of a finger on it or something. And the ball did not come up much short.
You see on again the replay.
I think
that guy might have got it. But he came close. I mean, this guy's a sophomore kicker, and I know he'll be heard from the next 2 years around here, Fred Hunt press box. So,
yeah, the ball spin seems to change.
We go too hard to lose.
The spin change.
Yeah, and I really think somebody partially tipped it. And even with that, it only dropped a few feet short of the goalpost.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, what a game.
What a game. That was the final play of the game here at Northwest High School. So as the clock runs down on the 015 drive, I just want to say thank you to Waycross Media for allowing me the privilege, and my partner Tom Hall, and all the proud resources of Waycross Media have brought you this game from Northwest High School, where the final score again is the Mount Healthy Fighting Owls 27 and the Northwest Knights 24. Jacob Williams, the left-out left-hander, 50-yard line in the rearview mirror, opponent's goal line under a magnifying glass.
Copies of this program are available for $20 each. Send program title, along with your address and check or money order to Waycross Community Media. Attention Dub Coordinator, 2086 Waycross Road, Forest Park, Ohio 45240. Or buy securely on the web at www.waycross.tv.
The Waycross Community Media Archive has local community sports like volleyball, football, swimming, soccer, and more, along with civic and school concerts spanning over the past 3 decades. To order any production from Waycross, visit www.waycross.tv or call 513-825-2429 today.